When you have an abandonment wound, you start to develop this sense of lack of trust and then this need to control so that way you can start to feel safe, right? And you try to control your external reality in order to get your needs met rather than just showing up as yourself and trusting that maybe the connection you're trying to make with someone is going to be safe, right? And instead also you end up suppressing who you are and you don't show up in a vulnerable way, which also, if you want to have deeper, more meaningful connections with people, you're depriving them of that. You're depriving yourself of that because you don't trust that you can share yourself and you have to wait so long before, you feel like you can open up to someone. You don't need to do all that because when you show up vulnerable and you express something to someone that you may like, then all of a sudden they start wondering like, oh man, they really just said that. And that's funny because I feel that way too. Maybe they open up a piece of themselves by you being more vulnerable because you're leading by example. And you're not aiming to be vulnerable so you can get more people to open up to you. It's because it's just who you're choosing to be. It's the lifestyle. It's who you want to be, and you want to start trusting. Because if you feel that people are untrustworthy, well, guess what? You're trusting in that. And if you also are confident in the fact that you're not confident that you won't meet the right people, well, then you're confident in that. Like you're creating your own reality. And whatever you believe to be true about it is going to keep showing up. So you have to just start choosing how you want to show up. And let the rest show up for you. Because it's like, if you try to control other people, you're robbing others of their own autonomy. Right? And it's like if you go to the gym and let's say you're like the general manager now and you're not even the general manager, you don't even know how to run a gym. And basically you're there working out at the gym and you're just observing people, right? And you're like, nope, Zumba instructor, you need to dance like this. You should stop lifting that, correct your posture. And it's like, maybe you don't even know what you're talking about. But let's say if everybody listened to you, you're robbing them of the opportunity for them to learn from their mistakes. Maybe their form isn't right. Maybe they can be lifting a little bit better, right? Except it's your job to show up and just do your workout the best way you can and lead by example. Because if somebody's looking at you while you're working out, they might say, oh, maybe I should look this up and see how to work out like this. Maybe they'll approach you and ask how you learn this or how can you do this, right? How can they do this? So start showing up as you. Everything else falls into place. Instead of creating this barrier. Now, I recently had this like deep and meaningful, conversation with my mom where I opened up about like certain past behaviors of hers and how I felt like she didn't really hear me or listen to me. And I opened up vulnerably just to express that because I couldn't keep harboring that. I feel like she didn't listen, right? So what ended up happening was, she ended up crying and opening up to me and like, we've been working on our communication since then. And it's like I did it letting go of the outcome. I said what I needed to say in a loving way to open the door for healing and vulnerability. And you can too. Whether if it does lead that way or not with anybody in your life. So it's important that you start showing up the way you want to. And give other people a chance to actually see the real you. Most importantly, you start living your life as the real you. Okay, and remember, don't do it because you want other people to open up to you. Because you want more deep and meaningful connections. Yes, that starts with you leading by that example. So have an alchemizing day and namaste.